For the fans, by the fans. Welcome to the only Angels postgame show that keeps it real, win or lose. No filters, no fluff, just raw reactions right after the final out. The Golden Stamos is polished up and somebody's about to take it home. A clutch hit, a game-saving grab, or just straight up hustle. We see you. But if you played like trash, you're getting the dreaded Nacho Night Award. We saw the missed calls, we saw the blown saves, the clutch moments, and the disasters too. Your comments are front and center, and yeah, we read all of them. Wanna let loose? Call in and sound off live. No scripts, no suits, no spin. This is raw, this is real, this is where the fans take over. This is the Heady Postgame Show with Todd Fox. For the fans, by the fans.
I'm a fox. My name's Todd.
Hey, welcome into another episode of the Halos of the Infield Embarrassing Postgame Show. I'm your host, Todd Fox. The voice is still on the mend, and I think my voice could have gave a better performance out there than the team did tonight. Oh, my God. You know, again, we expected this a lot from last year, and we saw a lot of this kind of blowout type atmosphere, 4 or 5 times pitching a position player. And again, we'll get to that. There's gonna be a lot to talk about Newman pitching 3 innings. And if you don't know what analytics and the Angels together mean, that's what it means right there. Giving up on a game. I don't care. I mean, I'm old school. I've rarely, when I used to see a position player pitch in a game, you'd have to be down 10 to 12, 13 runs, and you must have really pitched your bullpen the last few days, and it's just not worth using another bullpen arm. However, they really haven't used their bullpen all that much. And if they have, it's been 1 inning here, one inning there. This is a total embarrassment. This is waving the white flag. This is like, hey guys, the blowout rule, we don't want to play anymore. You might as well walk off the field. It's embarrassing. And the fact that this team, the Angels, our team that we love, continues over the last few years under this analytics bullshit to just say, you know what, I give up. I don't care anymore. We don't chase wins. We don't care about wins. This is, who cares? And it's that who cares attitude that I've always been the type where when I meet somebody, if you give me a certain energy, I'm gonna give it right back to you. Well, be careful what you do. Do this again a lot, and the fans are gonna give it right back to you. It was pathetic. It was absolutely pathetic. I think if I were an owner of a team like this, it's not money savvy. It's not the smart thing to do. But if you're a billionaire, I would literally be like, hey, you know what, you guys, as you're leaving, you're given vouchers, for future games. Because, or at least for one, because we owe you one, because that was a shit performance by our team tonight. So with that being said, we are by the fans, for the fans, by the fans on the Heady Postgame Network. We're not the fake ass fans from Locked On, or fake ass podcast from Locked On, I should say. We're here no matter win or lose, blowout or we blow them out, embarrassing or not, we're here. And that's all you need to know, that we're real fans just like you. Obviously, you're here, so you're a real fan as well. Emilio on TikTok says, do you think we make the playoffs? Perfect night to ask that question. Listen, all I got to say is we're in the stands with the fans like you guys and gals. And this one sucks. And I'm really, I'm never happy to be sick or my girlfriend being sick. But I'm happy she's sick and I still am not well yet, because I was intending to go tonight. And again, we're not like the fake ass podcast that never goes. We're there almost every night. I got season tickets, dude. And a lot of us on this crew goes, at least once or twice a homestand. So with that being said, man, I'm glad I didn't go tonight. I'm glad I was sick. I'm glad I'm still on the mend, because this one was a total embarrassment on all levels, as we'll find out here in the scoreboard and stuff like that, how the Angels played. I mean, they lost 13-1. They haven't really been blown out this pretty much all season. Let me see if I could see their schedule here to see if if this was their worst loss. They had lost to St. Louis 12-5. That was late inning heroics by St. Louis. They did get beat 14-3 by Houston on April 11th. Minnesota 11-4. Okay. This one does match Detroit. On Sunday, May 4th, they lost to Detroit. Kwanowitz was lit up 13-1 there. So they have, let's see, out of those, basically, we have not given up 10 or more runs in quite some time. We're talking about a month and a half here. And to Boston, I think it was June 4th. So about a little bit over a month, I should say. That was the last time we gave up double-digit runs. And again, the last time we were blown out this bad was May 4th to Detroit. So may the 4th not be with us that night. That was at home when we were 13-20 at the time on all kinds of losses right there. But we lost 13-1 to Detroit. They waxed the floor with us in that game. That's the last time. So that's the second time we've been blown out 13-1 at home. Again, this is against a rival. Again, it's against a good pitcher. I get it. But man, oh man, Newman, again, this screams to me that you just don't care. That you really, 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 really don't care. And it's sad to be a fan of this team that just decides, hey man, we're throwing in the towel. Because again, prior to, I want to say, Joe Madden being fired, we did throw a couple position players a couple times under Madden, but never like this. When it got to Nevin, I think they just ramped up the goddamn analytics and they started just saying, hey, screw it. If we're down 8-1, 9-1, let's bring in, 8 runs is the threshold. And I swear it was like 5 or 6 times last year they decided to throw in the towel and start throwing the position players. And it's embarrassing as funk. And it's even worse to be there in person, because I was in person for 4 of those last year. And Texas got us last year too. Same thing. We had to bring in a position player, and it was throwing in the towel. It was pathetic. It was pathetic. And here's the thing too. What led up to that big blowout tonight is what we were talking about yesterday. A lot of you guys, an Angel fan says trade Jack Anderson, Reedy for Ward Soler. He's ready to throw in the towel. A lot of people are. Trey Bug says 5-1 isn't throwing in the towel. It's not. But here's the thing, Trey. It's the decisions you make after that. So they decided in this game, let's switch it up a bit. We're going to bring in a guy we just called up for this very reason. For if we have an issue on the game and we're getting skunked here, we're skunking the other team, we can get Aldegari some pitches, right? Get him in there, throw him. And because look, tonight, if we even go over the offensive stats, no walks tonight. So back to doing bullshit. Eovaldi had him off balance all night. 9 strikeouts. Nothing to talk about offensively. Who cares? But here's where you get Aldegari, right? 5 runs, 5 hits, 4 walks. Rob was texting us in the group chat and said he's literally throwing a bunch of fastballs. He's not throwing his changeup. He's not throwing his curveball. He's just throwing fastballs and trying to pinpoint the corners. And so, of course, he was walking. In Anaheim 55, true Angel fans will always be loyal. Hell yeah. Trey Bug says, I agree. However, he should never be in there. However, you keep your team in the game. I agree. And this is what I have to say about that. And Bilson says, need to take a deep dive on Aldegari with the Italian flag. I didn't understand if that, I still don't know if that's legal, but apparently so. But here's my thing, and I'll get to the comments over there on YouTube. And once I check in here, I'm just getting a few of the comments in on X. But here's the thing when it comes down to how they blew this game really wide open. You're taking a 1-0 lead. And here, let me give you the summary on what happened. 1-0. And when you're watching, I was watching the Angels telecast, which I normally don't do, but it's a Gooby Tuesday, and he always says stupid stuff. So I like to listen to him say stupid stuff. So it's 1-0, and Wayne is waxing poetic, saying, hey, you know what? if the Angels get a run or two more. The biggest comeback has been 2 runs for the Rangers all year. And he was trying to make it like the Angels were going to get a couple more runs and put the game away. And he just kept crapping on how bad their offense has been, right? And I was telling my dad, I was watching the game with my dad. I'm like, man, he's talking too much. Like I know it's not going to affect the game, but it sounds stupid. Like we're barely in the 3rd or 4th inning. Like, relax, right? And of course, the Rangers put up 5 runs, and it's because Soriano's not only getting squeezed by the umpire, but his sinker ball. What happens when he gets into trouble? It's up, and that sinker was up, and he was getting abused. And again, you can go from pitching phenomenal on the road or pitching phenomenal in your last start, with a sinker ball moving all over the place, and it's hard to hit, and he's pinpointing that fastball, and it's just like, damn, you can't time it. And that's when he's at his best. But no, this is why you can't anoint Soriano a number 2 spot or even a number 1, because he's not consistent yet. He's got the stuff to be really, really good, but he's just not there yet. And I've said the same thing about Kwanowitz. I think his sinker's better than Soriano's, but he just can't command the other pitches. So if you're going to be inconsistent, this is what happens. And so he was beat up. Okay, so you take him out, right? You have a full bullpen. Don't give me that shit that they're taxed. Don't. Because a taxed bullpen to me is pitching a guy 2 or 3, multiple pitchers have pitched 2 or 3 games in a row, multiple innings, and then you're asking him to go again. That's a taxed bullpen. From what I've seen, you've had arms. There's a couple arms in that bullpen that haven't pitched in the last 2 games. And then the fact that you had a couple that have only pitched an inning, and you're like, nah. We called up Aldegari. And what is Aldegari? If you don't know what Aldegari is, but do you know he's the first born Italian player to play in the major leagues? Because I've heard that about 30,000 times already. But the fact that you're, again, as an organization, are failing your young kids. Now, a lot of you in the comments are like, Aldegari doesn't belong up here. He sucks. He should be back in AAA. I don't agree that he sucks. I agree that he should be in AAA. Why? Do we need a starter, fellas? Debatable, right? Some want to get rid of Kwanowitz, Hendricks. That's fine. But in this situation, in the 4th or 5th inning, you're going to Aldegari in relief? I'm sorry, Mr. Sauerback, or whatever your name is, from Boston, who's the lead guy working our analytics, who you're a complete dumbass because you've never thrown a ball in your life. And then Tim Laker, our offensive coordinator. Actually, I'm sorry. Our GM, Perry. Why are you pulling a starter up to then go in as reliever? You did it with Kane and Dana. You've done it twice now with Aldegari. It doesn't work. Have you not seen other times you've brought up starters to come in there? I mean, you put Medeiros in there last night. He struggled but got out of it. These guys are starters. Why are the analytics dictating what you need, what to do in this situation? Why can't you bring in a bullpen piece? Why couldn't Brogdon, who we've seen pitch multiple innings back-to-back nights, why couldn't he was throwing? Why couldn't you put him in there when it was 5-1? At 5-1, hell, even 6-1, you're still currently in the game with 4 innings left to go. But you put in Aldegari, who couldn't hit the broadside of the barn because whoever was calling the pitches was just asking for number one. Hittable fastballs. You're not even going through the young kids' repertoire. I mean, there's just a clusterfuck of mistakes tonight. Again, you were probably going to lose this game, but you could have kept it close. Who knows? It could have been a 7-3 final. Could have been a 6-4 final. The Angels could have been rallying towards the end. But when you give up that many runs, you could see how this team doesn't really have a backbone or a true leader. And if you're going to fall behind that much, I don't blame them for quitting and just going up there and individually trying to swing for the fences. I don't blame them for that. But I blame the management. I blame Perry Manassian and the analytics for going to Aldegari and throwing him in an uncomfortable situation. And then I'm even more pissed that you're like, oh, the worst player on the field. Let's throw him out there for shits and giggles. And throw him out there against, again, What does that do? I still would rather see if you're still gonna fuck the game up without the Gary, and it's 10-1. Why not bring in Brogdon and let him mop up? Why not bring in anybody else to let him mop up? Anybody at this point. Zephyr John. Let him mop up for 3 innings. Just let him get some, make it look respectable. Instead, you're just lobbing 60-mile-per-hour curveballs or fastballs over there. It's BP. And you're lucky you only gave up 3 runs. I don't believe in this overproduction of, we got to coddle these pitchers. They need their rest. They need their mimes. I've seen this. I've watched baseball. I played baseball. This is not a taxed bullpen. Tell me who in this bullpen is taxed. And if that's the case, why do we keep pulling starters from Rocket City and Salt Lake? Last I checked, they have a roster, both teams, full of relievers. Where's Fermin? How come Fermin couldn't pitch a couple innings? I haven't seen him in a few days. Is he taxed? I don't think so. So you could have went to multiple options right here. Oh, but we can't use him tomorrow. Bullshit. Bullshit. Look at other teams in this league. Look at the Dodgers. Look how they pitch their pitchers. Look at the Padres. Look at the Tigers. Look at other teams we have played, and they have no problem using guys back-to-back nights. No problem. Why are we like this? Why are we so bad of an organization? It doesn't matter. It's terrible. And it's embarrassing. Why would you do that? Every Angels fan needs to realize that we are still in a playoff contention. Yeah, we're not on a night like this, Anaheim 55, no disrespect whatsoever. I loved all the comments. I can't talk playoffs. I know we're still in contention, but it's hard to do that when you get beat by 12 runs and then you don't give a shit at the same time. Detmers is a former starter. He should have been ready to go all the time in relief. But you wouldn't bring him in right now. Anaheim says also doesn't help. We have a lot of guys on the IL, but we have a lot of guys in the minors we could pull up for a cup of coffee and send them right back down. Buyers or sellers, still too early. We still got a couple more weeks to go. If we're in the contention, I'll just tell you this. If we're 5 games or under, we're going to be buyers. If we're over 5 games back in the wild card, you best believe we're selling. Also, this is exactly what I'm saying. Throw Brock, Bachman, etc. I agree right there. Also, Dana and Aldegari at the bullpen doesn't make sense. It doesn't. That's what I've been saying this entire time. You have the guns in the bullpen. You have the guns in the minors. Why? Again, did anybody in the rotation go down? No. Why have we pulled up Kane and Dana twice? Why have we brought up Aldegari? Why have we brought up Hector Morelos? It doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense. Those are all starters. So again, if you need a starter because of an injury or demotion, yes, pull up one of those guys. But obviously those guys aren't starters. So if you need a reliever, do you pull up a left fielder? No! You pull up another reliever. The fuck's wrong with this organization? Losses like this are draining tonight, and that's why I'm upset. What happened to everybody in the bullpen? Why are they all coming up? Well, they're not coming up because we refuse to use them. Also, the last time we pulled Dana in this role, he's since been shut down after a long inning. And here's the thing, too. That hurts pitchers. Look what happened last year, guys and gals, when we did this with Soriano. If you remember the beginning of last season, it was a brilliant move by our Ron Washington to say, hey, we're going to stretch out Soriano to a 3-inning reliever, right? Remember? He started the season like that. And then we said, no, we're not going to use him like that. There's too many pitches thrown and we can't use them back-to-back nights. So what we'll do is, because they were saying we had no setup guy to the closer, they said, what we're going to do is we're going to use Soriano for just 1 inning. And then that didn't work. And then what did they do? They stretched him out as a starter. 3 innings here, 4 innings there, 5 innings there. And all of a sudden you saw really good glimpses of Soriano towards the end of the year. But then when it got to mid-August, arm fatigue. Yeah, that's what happens when you dick with players. That's what happens when you take them out of the regimen, when you overstretch them, understretch them, then overstretch them again. That's a fucked up organization. And that's why I don't want Detmers to go back to the rotation. Right now, he's rolling. Let him cook. Let him do his shit. Let him be a reliever. Let him continue to cook. But this whole business of, hey, man, Kay and Dana went down for 7 innings. He only gave it 1 run. Al DeGarry had a really good start the other day. Let's bring him up. For what? To mop up or come in a game where it's already 4 to 5 to 1? You're taking them out of their comfort zones. And it's not like they're crafty veterans who you could be like Hendricks. Because right now you could do this with Hendricks. If you decided tomorrow, hey, Kyle Hendricks isn't cutting it as a starter no more. We're going to make him a reliever. He's going to be a long man. It wouldn't be so hard for him to readjust and become a long man. It really wouldn't. He'd be a high-priced middle reliever. But it could work. But to dick with a young kid, and this is his, initiation to the major leagues, getting lit up in a game you've thrown in the towel. Right now, he feels like the worst pitcher on the team right now. Right now, he's like, why are they using me like this? So when he goes back down to the minors, you watch. Al DeGarry's numbers are going to hit the shitter. Because confidence, you just blew his confidence, man. So any kind of momentum he had to try to become a starter for the Angels at some point this year took a big, massive hit tonight. That was terrible tonight. So we'll see what happens. Some of you guys are still being quite, optimistic, and that's fine. It's good to be optimistic. But this one was embarrassing. Let's get through the slides real quick on the player of the game, Golden Stamos. I think you have to give it to Berger tonight. He had a home run, 4 RBIs, 3 for 5, raising his average to 232. The first baseman batting 8th tonight. Crushed it for the Rangers. He was one of the big reasons why they put up those they batted around in back-to-back innings in the 4th and 5th and put this game away. 13-1, 13 runs, 12 hits for the Rangers, 1 run on 6 hits. The Angels only got their run, which was unearned by the air right there on one of the first batters of the game, which I think it was the first batter. Now, who got Nacho Night?
For the worst performance of the night. Congratulations. You played yourself.
Moldy cheese, stale chips, what a sight. All your dreams gone tonight. Had a bad night, lost the fight. No more crunch, just take a bite. It's the Nacho Night Award.
Steph JB over there on YouTube says, as a baseball mom, I feel for his kids and parents, or feel for the kid and his parents. His parents were likely in the stands if they came over from Italy, because I don't know if you guys know, but the FanDuel will tell you over and over he's the first Italy-born ball player out there. But I will say this. Yeah, they did do him dirty tonight. And man, oh man, I don't understand the rhyme or reason behind it. I'm never going to take that stance. That was so pathetic tonight. How you could do your young players like that. It's bad. So now, with that being said, the Nacho Night Award goes to Newman. And Newman is a guy, again, here's a guy who, I often want to give the Nacho Night Award to him because he just flat out sucks. He's been such a disappointment in a free agent signing, worst one for a while since I can't remember. There's been so many lately, I should say. But Newman's definitely the worst signing this year. He sucks ass. And usually he'll come in, make an error, and we'll give him one because he hasn't had it at bat. But he pitched shitty tonight. He shouldn't have been out there, and I'm going to give him the Nacho Night just for that. And I'm going to throw in some Ray Montgomery for not chasing a win, not trying to keep the game close. This was just outright embarrassing. A slap to your fans' face. Mo says embarrassing, fucking embarrassing. Grillmaster says spritz a clock. I can't toast to this game. I'm sorry, I can't toast to this one. This one sucks tonight, dude. This is not a win or lose game. This is a terrible one. Also, well, that sure was a close one, wasn't? Oh, wait. Also, Grillmaster says big takeaway. Kevin Newman can't even pitch properly, let alone hit or defend. That's evident. We need to DFA him, and that's one I'll always stick by your side on that one. Mo says, how many strikes is Trout going to stare at before he takes a damn swing? Either he can't pull the trigger or he's being too cute with the strike zone. And nothing's changed right there, folks. Again, we said it. We love our Mike Trout. We love that guy. We want him to succeed. We want him to be better. But he comes up there and not looking. I mean, he looks like this. And this is one of the games where you'd expect Trout to have 2 home runs and doing something out there. But he looked just as pathetic. And again, this is if he's healthy the rest of the season, not going on the IL, man, he's not going to have good numbers to end the season again. And it's just sad, dude. I mean, again, I don't know how you can keep putting him at that three hole. I don't understand. I mean, even though he's lost a step running, he should not be grounding into double plays. Oh my God. Kevin Newman for Cy Young, Miguel says, Demetrio says, this podcast is getting a little honky. We need to get back to reality. No more of this. We need to just change this or that. We fucking suck and we are a 500 team. We must sell. Fuck. And that's what it's going to come down to. Angel Suck was there, and he says tonight was so demoralizing. 007 says Ron Washington said they were going to run the West down and take it to the bank. Yeah, that hasn't exactly gone over good. Andrew says at least it was fun. Those last 3 innings, Newman getting 9 pop-out flyouts was a fucking crazy stat. Again, only FanDuel would chime in and try to spin a turd and do something. Terrible night, man. Terrible night. Also, Soriano must be placing bets against the Angels for home games when he pitches. Nobody can be this bad at home unless it's on purpose. Q Lombardi, and I think he's insinuating.
What the hell's going on out here?
Exactly. Luke Johnson says, why does Perry deserve another year? About to be 5 losing seasons with him. Not that it matters who is a GM, though. We all know who the problem is. Yes, we do. And just in case you don't know, do I still have that one? Where is it? Yes, I do.
It's me. Hi. I'm the problem. I'm the problem. It's me. Hi. I'm the problem. It's me.
Yep, that we all know who he is. Wow, he's even uglier on that bed. At Luke, that's why we get rid of Perry, and this shit doesn't make us a contender. I know Pinchy Mama's way. Angels suck again. Q Mexican dude. I know Mommy's way. Bunch of freaking wieners, Tyler. And I can't play that soundbite anymore, dude. That really sucks. Also, 007 says, will the Angels shoot for the wild card or trade and try again next year? Again, if they're under 5 games, I guarantee you this team, no matter what, will freaking take a shot at making some trades. Eric Ward says those 2 runs that Ward allowed in left field should have put him on the bench. He's one of the lazy-ass bums. I'm done with him. Dude needs to go. Boy, you know, this game got so ugly, I forgot about that play. So a play that if he makes that catch, there's 2 outs, it's 3-1. They score the sacrifice run, right? And that's a great point you brought up, Eric, because the ball was still in play. He could have slid and tried to make a play to, you know, and he could have made that out. He just peeled off. And even Wayne Randazzo was like, why did he peel off? That's the kind of stuff I've been telling you guys the last, I don't know, 2 or 3 seasons, that he's a, you know, plus minus player. He's a minus player because all the pluses he does with home runs, it's erased by strikeouts. All the RBIs erased by a poor batting average. All the walks erased by the defense. He's not a good player. He's absolutely a terrible player. Taylor Ward should be shipped out of here yesterday. His lackadaisical defense and everything around him is terrible. He's got, my God. I can't tell you how many other players in this league right now I would take over Taylor Ward right now. And a lot of people are like, he's leading the team with home runs, Todd. He's leading the team with RBIs, Todd. I still think in the long run, I mean, you could put Chris out there, Chris Taylor, and probably get better at bats. Chris Taylor can get you better RBIs. He could damn sure play a better left field than Taylor Ward. I'm tired of the Taylor Ward simping by this fan base. A lot of fans simp for him. He's terrible, dude. Terrible player. But according to our analytics, he needs to bat behind Trout and protect him. and here's the thing. We do need to sell a team, but it won't happen until you know who dies. But here's the thing. I mentioned it yesterday, and I wholeheartedly believe this. When Christian Moore gets more playing time, and probably next year, he'll be close to where Neto's at. You have Neto, Christian Moore, Shonawell, 3 hits tonight, the only bright spot. Adele coming through. I mean, the inside-out swings. His defense has gotten better. He's walking. The strikeouts have been cut down. And if Ohapi can pull the bat from out his bunghole and begin to level it out right and stop chasing sliders down and away or down and in and be a little bit more mature at the plate again, and when he starts squaring it up, those are my core 5. And whatever else I get around it is golden, and I'll take it. Your Mancadas, your Renifos, your Jury, if he comes up here and does any good, your Chris Taylors. But notice the 2 players I'm leaving out, Mike Trout and Taylor Ward now, to me, aren't as important as the core 5. The core 5 to me, right now, what's more critical for me as a fan, from the outside looking in, I did forget Soler, because Soler's been on he's a bench guy. But I would say this. I'm more worried about Ohapi, not only this year, but long-term, getting right. Because if he's right, Moore's healthy, and working walks and being that spark plug, then you have a Kyron Paris, who we all know, if he levels out his swing, could be a core 6 of youth in that lineup. And I don't necessarily worry about Taylor Ward and Trout. Now I'm looking at Taylor Ward and Trout as, well, whatever they give me on a particular night, I'll take it, whatever. Any contributions they do offensively, it'll help the betterment of the team. Because now I'm relying on Zach Neto. I'm going to rely on Logan Ohapi, Joe Adele, and Shonawell, and more. And then we'll go from there. I rather rely on my youth and watch them maturate together and mature together and just have a great time, build up that confidence in that locker room, and let's have a winning culture through those guys. And if Ward and Trout don't want to participate, Soler, if they're too good for the team with their high-priced cars and their big salaries, then we know what the problem is. But I know if my core 5 and 6 are cooking, I'm feeling good about that. I'm feeling good on a nightly basis. But right now, we need to get Paris healthy down there in AAA, and then we also need to work on his bat. And then the same thing with Ohapi. Ohapi, we got to get him right hitting, because right now his defense isn't worth a shit, and his hitting isn't worth it either. And he's got to get going, man. He's got to get going. Misa says, I feel your loss, man. My Dodgers have lost 5 in a row. Don't worry about it. You guys are in first place. That division ain't going nowhere. Don't worry about it. Swole says, I'd be fine to see Ohapi go. Shonawell's not old. I think he's only like 23 or 24. I hope right now, I want to see what Chris Taylor can do to finish the season. But we'll see. Like let's see, Misa says, I respect the Angels, but please just change your name. It's not us, Misa. We're not Angel fans. We didn't make that move. That is our stupid owner. That is not us, dude. I swear to God. Aaron says, I hate being around the 500 mark because we can't play more of our youth. Yeah, well, it'll get there soon. It will get there soon to where we have no choice because we keep losing. We are going to go down, and we're going to have to trade these guys. Misa says the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. No, they're just Los Angeles right now. They changed that name. I believe me, I want the Angels to go back to Anaheim or California. Also, and to quote DFA Aldegari, the guy's an absolute joke. Blood Moon says, what another fucking blowout. The delivery by the Rangers tonight. Bring back Joe Madden. Let's see. Also, Angels 1-4 hitters, 4 for 16. What a shit show. Oh, no, we suck again. Yeah, it was such an embarrassing loss tonight.
Oh, no! We suck again!
So, I don't know. Wait, that one's not
Oh,
nope.
no!
Oh, whatever. That was not playing. Also, keep in mind that we were back then. Yes, and again, Los Angeles is way back machine, but how many of us were alive to see them as the Los Angeles Angels? California Angels was awesome, and I'd rather go back to that. Soriano sucks at Angels Stadium. Also, Eric Ward says it was so bad. Gooby and Wayne were talking about the beautiful night it was tonight. I was like, are you fucking serious? Yeah, they were doing the scoreboard, everything. And then hammering the Angels pitchers. Yeah, I saw that. Trash Halos. Also, J-Doc says, so stupid to bring up Aldegari as a reliever is why the Angels suck at player development. And you're always going to screw those guys over. J-Dog says, hey, did you know that Aldegari was Italian? Hey. Jesus says, if the Angels do draft one of these college starting pitchers, will he be like Elway or Manning to us? Possibly, man. They might not want to come here. Artie's going to turn 79 this month, and he's still our owner. Oh, my God. Angels are an underdog. What's under an underdog, Misa? Whatever that is, that's under an underdog. That's under that. I think that's what the Angels are. Mike Rizzo, David Martinez just got fired by the Nationals. Get them over here. Oscar Lee says Newman is the best pitcher out there tonight. No words to describe how pathetic this game was tonight, Blood Moon. Miguel says, does Taylor Ward have a hustle because he looks like he's moving like Albert Pujols, running to first base every damn ball he hit? Yeah, he's terrible. He is a terrible player all around, dude. Also, we need to pick up an ace. That's not happening unless we do it in the offseason. We don't have the chips to trade for one. With mediocre 3, 4, and 5 hitters or starters like Soriano, I predict they don't get over 500 this season. Caleb says Ward needs to go 100%. I agree. Todd, I don't know how you feel about if I was in a dugout, I would have lost my shit. No way I would sit there watch without calling everyone out. This MFer Ward needed to have his ass chewed out. And this is what I don't like, because we remember last year they benched Renifo for making an error and not hustling. Why didn't we bench Ward right there? Why don't we bench him tomorrow? And speaking of Ward, J-Doc says Dumble Ears Ward just watching the ball drop in the outfield, didn't make an effort or slide for the ball. Luke Johnson says there is no discussion needed. We should be sellers, but dumbass Perry will get fired if he doesn't. So that's why we might be buyers. Trade Ward for a bag of peanuts. Lack of effort is terrible. That's why I never get excited when he gets on that roll, which is good because, again, it helps us win. But he only gives us about a week to 2 weeks of enjoyment, and then he's back to good old Ward, which is swinging outside sliders, swinging at shit down and inside, also swinging at stuff that's head high in the outside corner, trying to hit a home run, trying to pull everything, and he hits into double plays, weak ground balls, doesn't hustle, pops out to the right fielder or the first baseman. He sucks. He absolutely sucks. Ward is overhyped. Trade him to the Yankees. Playoffs. Yeah, you got to cue our boy Jim Mora.
Playoffs? Don't talk about it. Playoffs? You kidding me? Playoffs?
Boo Bear's mommy says, here we go again. Also, what's up with a Taylor Swift? Oh, I was playing that because we all know who the problem is on this team. It's plain to see. It's been the problem for some time. Thank you very much, Artie, or should I say Artie Swift?
It's me. Hi, I'm the problem. I'm the problem. It's me. Hi, I'm the problem. I'm the problem.
Thias says we're chilling. It's just an off day for the Jose, and they gave the bullpen an off day, which is dumb. I don't understand that. He's not even swinging weight for an 0-2 count just to strike out. That'd be Ward, yes. Adele did get snubbed. If you saw Rodriguez was given that spot, and he's got better numbers than Rodriguez from Seattle. Corey says tomorrow's game and the weekend series is very important. If we lose, we should sell. They've been teetering for some time, but I still think they should sell because we're a year. If we, like I said before, if we get to 500, I'm happy with that. Also, even Ryan Johnson, to look at him getting called up as a reliever at the beginning of the year sucked. Now he's in the minor, absolutely shoving it at single A. Also, Tony C says, get rid of Dumbo ears. I'm fed up with him. The Angels are falling apart. It was not fair to keep Aldegari in there so long. Soriano was crap tonight. He can't pitch at home. Send Dumbo to Siberia. Also, you got don't miss the Angels reversible bucket hat. I will be there. I don't know about tomorrow. I'm still getting over the cold, but I'm pretty sure 100% I will be there on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So if anyone wants to come by and say hi, I'll be in section 260. Package Gifo and Ward. I'm so for that, Joseph. I am so for that. Get some future players. Eric Ward says they need to have Pride Night at the Big A, and I'm not talking about the rainbow flag. They need to have pride in this team. They're fucking pathetic. I agree. Newman is as bad as Zach Cozart. Oh, yes. Oh, no, we suck again. Almost as much as Roger, Gavin, Boy, and Viagra Brothers. Speaking of which, let's play their latest episode.
They're crazy. Hello, Halo Nation. Hello, Halo hopefuls, and welcome back. What's going on, everybody? My name is Gavin Carlson. Don't get it twisted. You've probably heard of Viagra or Cialis. It's hard. It's hard. Oh, man. It feels great. Oh, yummy. Oh, how about a yummy? Oh, come on. Magic. Oh, my goodness. Guys, tasting nut.
Dead says, you think there's a conspiracy to keep us underperforming? I can't help but feel that way sometimes. Yes, there is. They don't want to be good in a bad stadium. They don't want to be, so he's been trying to get a stadium and he's trying to save up money because he wants to have the money ready for when it's time to buy the stadium or the parking lot or whatever he wants to buy property wise from the city of Anaheim. Alfonso says Soriano might need to skip a start and get some rest. He's probably never pitched this much. He hasn't really. Boo Bear's mommy says, I think he has given up, meaning Trout. Grillmaster says Soriano has always been bad at home. Love the guy. Great pitcher, but he's just not good at home. I think it's in his head right now, but he's got the stuff to be really, really good. And I just hope we don't screw him over. Demetrius says, I wish Trout would retire. Tony Sis says, why was Ohapi in the lineup tonight? Why not play Travis? Wade Lamont Jr. is a joke. I wish the Angels would be passionate enough to win. Mancada got robbed of a couple hits. Dump Ward in the garbage bin. Well, that might happen sooner or later here. 007 says Trout is just collecting his money. I think he picked up Rendon's bullshit. I hope not, man, because that will set us back too, because there's no dumping that contract. There really isn't. Balls, and simping. I'm sure someone was simping for Todd in the thong, and it wasn't for me. It wasn't me. Oh, I don't want to think about simping.
Time for you to check out what I want. I want balls and John Stamos.
Simping. Also, Trout can't even square up a 37-mile-per-hour softball pitch. Joshua says, why the fuck did we get rid of Neris? That dude was good. Neris was just dropped. We DFA'd him, dude. Straight up. Didn't give a shit. Corey says, you think Perry is gone after this season if we fail to make the playoffs? It's hard to say because it depends on what Artie thinks was supposed to be this team's ultimate goal. And if he felt that this was a playoff team, then yeah, he's gone. If he doesn't and believes in whatever Perry's doing, then he's going to give him another year. How do you feel about Chapman fast pitch being broke? You mean Chapman's fast pitch being broke? Was it broken by Joyce or was it broken by somebody else? I don't know. Fill me in on that one. Also, Real Angels fans don't want to do anything to do with Los Angeles. Exactly. I don't. Oh, Joyce. Joyce, again, if this is the final fix on that arm, because if he suffers one more injury, he's going to have to retire like his brother. But I really like Ben Joyce if they stop coddling him. I think that's part of it too. It's like a day on, a day off. A guy with an arm like that, Chapman pitched every other day or every day, and he was totally fine. So I think we should do the same thing with him. Go the other way instead of being stupid. The perfect lineup would be Neto, Shonwell, Adele, Makata, Darno, Trout, Ward, Soler, Renifo. Paris on the IL right now. I'm not sure why. Scott Boras and Artie had lunch together today. Trade might be coming. We'll see what happens there. Mo says they were talking about skincare in the 6th inning. I guess Misa is trolling me. MLA says, no pinches way, Q pendejos. Okay, pendejos. They lost so bad I started watching Love Island. My girl's trying to get me to watch Love Island, and that's a terrible, terrible show. I swear to God. That feels like early MTV, like, summer shit. It's bad. Oh, my God. Let's see. Lopez says, we're cooked. Laugh my ass off. Shake my head. Trout is off his prime. It's crazy how Judge and him are the same age. Yeah. And Judge can't play any freaking defense, but man, he can still hit. MLA says, no mama's way. Dead says Gavin's favorite count is 2 balls and 1 strike. Angels on track for 100, minus 100 plus run differential. They sure are. Steph says analytics sucks. Have feel for the game. And that's what we've talked about for so long on this page is the analytics have absolutely killed this team. And analytics are so made up. It's such a made up thing. It's not even real. It's just that whoever comes up with the right recipe of so-called analytics can make things happen. And I think the perfect analytic team needs money. That's why Dodgers run a lot of analytics, but they also have a lot of money. And they also have a lot of money to use in player development, player signings, everything, right? They've got the best GM out there, the former Tampa Bay Ray GM. I forgot his name. They got the best coaches right now. So it comes down to money. I think analytics has ruined baseball right now. And until they get their head out their ass and go back to old school baseball or go back, because you can play old school baseball with these new rules. I think teams are scared that they can't, but you can play small ball and kick somebody's ass. Like the Angels, if they were to get good pitching and then were to play small ball and hit the ball like they did between 2002 and 2005, this team would hammer most nights. If they had specific roles for specific players instead of giving them the same swing for the fences bullshit. And they've admitted as much via GM and coaches have come out there and say, hey, man, we give these guys free reign to swing for the fences, swing for power, launch angle, exit velocity. It's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. Let's see. Also, yes, we know about Will Wilson. J-Rod says Joe Adele deserves to be an all-star. He does. He absolutely does. He has all kinds of numbers right now. Speaking of Gavin, he went out of his way last night and was on for almost 30 minutes. Laugh out loud. Meanwhile, Todd and Dominic were on for almost 3 hours. What a pitch. Yeah, that guy sucks, dude. He's a UCLA fan, so most likely he's a Dodger fan. Hector Neris is back on the Astros now. 3rd tour of duty with the team. He is signed for the rest of the season. Well, good for him. Also, wear their hat, go to their stadium, become a Dodgers, Yankees, Astros fan. Also, Tyler says, I'd love to see Marsha on Love Island. She destroyed those men, that's for sure. What are the odds we send down Aldegari? I think they're 100%. Jackson on TikTok says, as a Cardinals fan, fuck Artie Moreno. Well, there you go. I love it. I love it. The more people we can say that are outside of the Angels fandom that can say that, we're all for it, because we have our AM 830 Halo honks, as we like to call them, because they're bootlicking housemen. They just, whatever AM 830 says, sunshine and lollipops. Tomorrow, Roger's going to be on there, the host of the AM 830, saying, oh my God, it wasn't such a bad game. We need to relax. Don't worry about it, guys. The season starts tonight.
We got a lot of baseball left to be played, and the season starts tonight.
Yep. Also, most fans do hate Artie Snide Guy. Pooh says, what are the odds the Angels ride against Artie? Not very good. I was hoping those riders that were riding about ice would infiltrate the stadium and start riding against Artie. but that didn't happen. Joshua says, where's Rally Chris with all the positive vibes? He's been chased away, Joshua. Oh, man, my throat's killing me. Alfonso said this game sucks so much. Even Gavin turned it off and went on in to watch as the nuts turn, or was the nuts and the beautiful? You mean this guy?
Had me fired up. What's going on, everybody? My name is Gavin Carlson, former credentialed journalist in the LA area. How about a yummy tasting nut? If you don't know who I am, what's going on, everybody? My name is Gavin Carlson, former credentialed journalist in the LA area. Spent not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 years covering UCLA sports, specifically with the Daily Bruin, writing articles, conducting interviews, all that good stuff. Crack into a good source of protein with, how about a yummy tasting nut? I love the nut. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Had me fired up.
Can you change the name to California? If they wanted to, they could. They could get grandfathered in. The AL West really has 2 of the worst owners in baseball. Absolutely. Absolutely. And he's been bad for some time. I think Perry is gone after this year if they fail to make the playoffs. Already did expect us to make the playoffs. Well, if that's the case, then whatever, man. I mean, I don't think it's going to get any better. Grillmaster says we got a Cardinals fan here. Q Lombardi. All right, Lombardi, what do you got to say about that?
What the hell's going on out here?
I heard Gavin's a Seahawks fan. Oh, don't put down my Seahawks. Hell no. Can't associate that dick with our team. Let's see. Also, these nuts. Marsha got to him. Eric says also, have you seen the shitty California Energy commercial with Roger? He's such a moron. Yeah, I've seen it. It's pathetic. We get a lot of the FanDuel playing his stuff, and then we play this, and then we play his commercial. It's pathetic. Also, why can't we ice pick up Hardy? Smash the like button and share. Todd, you are the man. Go Angels and trade for the future. Those guys on AM 830 are a joke. They are huge homers. Does Neto get in the All-Star game with Wilson out? No, I don't think so. I think they're still going to penalize him for missing April, unfortunately. Let's see. Also, Adrian Morales says, I just hope we're all here one day to witness the Angels get back to greatness. And what I'll say with that real quick, I will say this. The fans that are here right now, and I have to toot our own horn, the Heady postgame show has not experienced a playoff run since we've started, which is 4 years ago. And we've gone and watched and done all these post games without any kind of fanfare and just trying to hang in there and be super fans. And yes, it sucks with the rosters. It sucks with the owner. It sucks with the stadium. It sucks with what's going on up north. But I've said this to you, the ones that are on right now, the loyal fans, the ones that know their shit like you guys do, and girls, that the day it happens where we're able to, because in all essence, we've had an entire generation not be able to witness Angel players popping champagne with a wild card berth, a division championship, a playoff round win. None of that. Forget the World Series. We haven't even seen the good stuff. Like, hey, the magic number is only 5 games. You think we're going to get it in the next week or two? The countdown begins, man. Who's pumped to go? Who's going to go to the game? It could be this Thursday, right? Man, those days are gone, and they've been gone for a while. And again, that's what I've said before too. It's like we bitch and moan sometimes about the ticket prices. And 714 tickets obviously gives you that ticket price lower. But even if they hiked up the tickets and they were like, hey, man, this team's going to make a playoff run, August and September, come to the Angel Stadium. Tickets are going fast. This team's on a roll. Wild card, they could clinch a berth. You don't think any of us would mind? Because, again, it doesn't come down to throwback weekend, doesn't come down to 800 drones. If you put a winner on the field, man, I'm pumped. I'm jacked. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to tailgate in the stadium before we go in. I'm there. I'm hanging on every pitch. I'm standing for every 2-strike count like we used to do in the playoffs. All of a sudden, all those useless-ass Deos that are played, 30 times during the game like they were the other night, they don't matter. We don't bitch about it. what it would come down to is the reinvention, the thunder sticks coming back. You know, us being excited, we rally towels, everything, right? An entire generation does not know what that feels like. Probably the most excited they get now is for a solo home run, or if they were part of the wave that made it around the stadium. And that's sad. There's nothing I want more for this fan base, for this page, for other pages, even that shit podcast that doesn't know what the fuck they're talking about, and they steal our content. Even I want them, those phony ass podcasters, to report on Angels winning baseball. That's how nice I am. No, just kidding. No, I really don't want no success for them. But if we were to have success as a team, it's good for everybody. Everybody could eat. Everybody can come around the table and enjoy. There wouldn't be these harsh feelings. There wouldn't be these arguments. There wouldn't be, man, this guy's got to go. You're always going to pick on a player or two that you don't like. That's fine. But you wouldn't be picking on the entire organization. And you know what? Here's something to think about. You remember the Reds? I don't know how many of you guys remember the Reds when Marge Schott. She was the owner, right? Cincinnati Reds in the 80s, I believe, maybe the late 70s, 80s anyway. That bitch, and I could say it, was a supreme racist. She hated her black athletes, and she had quite a few of them on the Reds because that's when we still had a lot of black athletes in baseball, which was good for baseball. And she hated them. And even when they won the World Series, she didn't cater food for them. They had to buy their own shit. She was the worst that I had seen. And I still think she holds a higher place as far as worst owners than Artie Moreno as a person. But Artie Moreno as a businessman, I think he's above her. Because at least as racist as she was, as much of a bitch as she was to her players and the people that worked for her, you could still say she got championships. I don't like attributing that, but that's just the facts. She won championships. This prick that owns us can't do anything right. I guarantee you Marge Schott wasn't focused in on, specials and t-shirt night, jersey night. No. She put the best players or paid for the best players to be on the field. That's why I wish Artie would do. I really don't care about any of this stuff that happens at the stadium. Hell, you don't even have to play organ music. Just give me the national anthem, 7th inning stretch. That's it, man. I'm good. I don't need anything else. I don't need pyrotechnics for Kelly Jansen coming out. I don't need Deos. I don't need rally monkey giveaways. I don't need Pac-Man runs. I don't need kid steals third base. I just want to win. I want what's best on the field. I don't care if our seats are falling apart like the Oakland Coliseum was before they decided to get rid of that, right? I just want to see winning baseball. That's all I want to see. And I just hope that for you, the fans that are showing up here tonight, and I appreciate each and every last one of you, like always, I just want you to be happy and see winning baseball. Be hyped for like the next night. So after you walk out of the stadium, whether you go 3 or 4 times a year, or you go to every game, or you can only watch the games when they're on your specific channels that you're able to watch because you don't have the total package. Or if you do have FanDuel and you're watching from your phone, from your listening, like whatever, all the time that you put in watching this baseball team that you grew up most likely loving and having family related to the team or just family around the team, and this becomes part of your family, man, it's nothing better when the big part of your life that, too, maybe stuff isn't going right in your life. The girlfriend dumped you, the boyfriend dumped you, whatever. You're going through all this shit financially or whatever, but you still got the team. The team's doing good. That can lift your spirits and make you feel 100% better. You're not down in the dumps and you're like, yeah, man, you know what? At least we got the Angels tomorrow. At least, we're going to get back to it, And it may sound stupid to some of you. It may sound trivial, but this team does make a difference in a lot of people's lives. And I just wish they were better. I mean, I'm not stupid. I know that this team and other teams will hit roadblocks, and they will have some down years. Every team has it, whether it's 1 year, 3 years, 5 years, or like us, 10 years. Hell, Seattle had 21 years without a playoff appearance. I don't want to go that far, but all I'm saying is every team has had that. And it's how you pick yourself up from that. And it's exciting because when we talked about it before, the core five, if we've got that to cheer on for the next 5 to 10 years, and they all get better and they have all-star years and they lead us into back-to-back playoff years or to get us a title, we were there from the beginning, guys. We got to see these guys get drafted. We got to see them go through the system, get sped up to the league. And man, we were there from when they first hit. We got to see the tail end of Trout's career. Hopefully he finishes strong. You know, stuff like that is what I think keeps us there. Not only the family aspect of the fans and our family being there with us, our kids, our wife, our boyfriend, or whatever we got. It's just when I think about tough losses like this, and the way the season is and the way it looks like teetering on hopeless, I try to be my best Halo honk I possibly can because I don't like being that way. I like calling it how it is. But I still got to try to pull some positivity out there and be like, man, at some point this team's going to get good. And I know we have Darth Vader as our fucking owner, but at some point something's going to change, you know, whether he decides to just hang it up or you know, I don't want him to die. You know, no, you don't wish death on anybody, but if that time comes and it comes, and he's already said several times his family doesn't want a part of it, you know, what's the next chapter on that? Or can we just win without him? Can we just win without him? You know, like just despite him. So, and with the extra wild card, it gives me hope too, because I'm thinking, man, if we could just change things a little. So keep all my advice to you guys and gals out there. Keep your head up, man. It's really tough with a team up the 5 doing what they're doing. Even the team down the 5 doing what they're doing. You know, hell, Oakland's barely still in the state. If not, we're the worst team in the state. I just want to see this team back to somewhat playoff capability. And for me, I lowered my expectations. I'm like, dude, I just want 500 this year. Anything above that, I'm happy. So that's why, like, at some point, I hope we can jump over 500 and just see these guys end the season on a positive note. But like Roger says, we've got a lot of baseball left to be played, baby.
We got a lot of baseball left to be played, and the season starts tonight.
And who knows, man? I mean, we ripped off 8 games there a while back. You know, we did it against some tough teams. So maybe, just maybe, this team could get hot again. Who knows? They definitely got the players to do it. We've seen them do it. Can they do it again? Can they beat the analytics? Can they beat Artie and the team they're on the field? But to sum everything up, this team is family. You guys are family. Like, that's why I always say, come by 260, man. Say hi. We'll high five, everything else like that. Dude, I'm just like freaking any one of you that's at the stands. And I want to be that dude that's just running around like I have been in the clown outfit, high-fiving random people, high-fiving when I'm not in the clown outfit, just running around chanting, "Let's go Angels." It's exciting. It's fun. And for those who have played but never got to the major league level like myself, man, I cheer for these guys and play through these guys vicariously, dude. Like, because I've always wanted to step foot on that field and play even just a pickup game, but I never got the opportunity. So, yeah, I envy these guys. So there you go. Halos in the infield. Are you from the OC? Yes, I am. Well, right now I'm on the very, very, what is it? The border. I'm so on the border right now. I'm like Whittier, La Mirada. I'm like, so La Mirada is considered Orange County. Whittier's LA. So like, I'm right there. But I go to just about every game. I've just been sick lately. So, Joshua said, what team did I play for? I played for the Pirates, but not for the major league squad. I was for the high A, Lynchburg, Pennsylvania. So that's as high as I got. And I had to quit. Because life happened, man. Girlfriend got pregnant. There was nobody supporting her. I had to come back. I had to give up on my dreams. And I don't know if I would have made it to the next level. There was a hell of a lot of competition when I played, but I did want to give it a shot. And so it was fun, man. It was fun. But yeah, sometimes there's things bigger than baseball, and you have to go back and be a responsible person. So it is what it is. I'm not regretting it. I just, it's always that what if. But I played left field and some center field. Played shortstop in high school, but got a walk on with the Pirates because they were scouting a couple of my teammates at the time because we had won CIF, and I was just like one of those throw-in players. I was fast, and they kind of like had a good arm, and they were trying to develop me as a hitter, and I had pretty good numbers, but my thing was I don't know. I was trying to be a power hitter when I should have just went for doubles. That's why I scream at these guys now, because they don't know. Sometimes they don't know what kind of hitters they are, and they could be much better if they tighten up or on their swing. If they stop trying to swing out their shoes. If they just level the bat and put the bat barrel on the ball, man, it could travel, dude. I mean, you don't have to put a home run swing to get a home run. So it is what it is, man. Ruben says, been a fan since 1984. They're the team of for life. Absolutely. I know so many Angel fans that have tats with Angel logos. It's just, it is what it is. Our boys, our game. There you go. Thank you for loving the show, Max, and everybody else too. Spitting the truth. Thank you, Luke. Also, Trout hit one home run for the month. He's done. Oh, jeez. How fitting we get blown out when we said last night there hasn't been blownouts. That's true, Mateo. That is true. Demetrio says, in 2002 team carried me through a rough 8th grade and 9th grade. Nothing else existed except winning the ring. It's facts. Angels winning helps in so many ways. And that's the thing too. One last thing that I could throw out there is I was talking to Luke says I can't wait for the playoff clinching heady post-game party. Will be fucking electric one day. If that's a thing too, we will be on remote. I guarantee you, if we make the playoffs, we will be on remote at Brewheim or somewhere to where we can all celebrate together. It'll be like drinks and food on me, dude. I don't fucking care. I'll throw down $1,000 or $2,000 for everybody to have a good time, dude. Even if you don't drink, I'll get you a Coke, whatever. We'll just have a really good time to do it. So, but I would say this. I was talking to my friend the other day when we won that World Series, and 2003, we were in transition of being sold from Disney to Artie. And so there really wasn't any money by Disney being spent because they had lost $10 million on that 2002 team. I know, sounds stupid, but they did. And this is before all the TV contracts. Disney should have held on to them for sure, right? But anyway, that being said, I remember telling my friend as the Angels were eliminated, he's like, ha, 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 the Angels got eliminated. He was, of course, a Dodger fan. He's all, you guys aren't champions. I'm like, no, bro. Until that team holds the trophy in late October, we're the champs. We are the current world champions. Bow down, motherfucker. And I loved it. And even then, like when the champs were crowned, the new champs in 2003, which I don't know if it was the Marlins or whoever the hell it was. Point being is, I felt back then that buys us 5 years. Like this team could suck for 5 years and I'd be cool with it. We won a chip. We're good. Eventually I want to win another one. That's why 05 hurt, because that team was built and it got there fast. And I'm still to this day saying if Josh Paul and that whole shit doesn't happen with Jose Guillen, we beat Chicago and we sweep Houston. Houston was bound to be swept by either us or Chicago. And that would have been our second chip. And instead of being like, oh, you're a one-hit wonder, which we've heard now for a while, you'd have that second title, which would legitimatize the franchise. And then even if we didn't get in 05, we should have gotten 09. So we had a few chances there that really, really, man, I swear to God, like I wanted one more World Series. I know it sounds greedy now, or even greedy back then, but getting that one World Series was euphoric. Obviously, we'll always think about it. We'll always be like where we were, thinking about where we were, what we were doing when they won, what we felt. And that's great. But man, do I want a second shot at this, man. I want a second ring so bad. So bad. You don't even know, man. Also, the first Ahidi Live when the Angels make the playoffs is going to be lit. It sure will be. Do you feel the Angels were robbed in 05? Yes, I do, Ruben. 05, they were absolutely robbed. Chicago got all the momentum. I mean, if you think about it, we were winning game 2 in Chicago. And again, Jose Guillen gets into the argument with Socha. And I think fists were thrown. Some stuff happened to where it was detrimental to the team. They had to get rid of him. And Jose Guillen was like probably our second best hitter next to Guerrero at the time. So we lost him, and we still could have beat Chicago, because I still feel, even with Guillen gone, if Josh Paul makes the right play on Brzezinski, we're going to the 9th inning right there with the lead. And I think we hold it down. Instead, Escobar gives up a run or two, and bam, we lose that game. Frustrating. So frustrating. But you can't live in the past. But I'm just, I've gone off the tracks, and I apologize. But I just want to say this, that I really want everyone to experience playoff baseball. And someday it will happen. And when it does, we will all lose our mind together in a good, responsible way and have a good time. Mike says, does it ever bug you we let a Trout get 27? Grew up Vladdy as my favorite player and still feels weird. Yes. And right now, what really sucks, Mike, is that Guerrero should have his number retired. He's already in the Hall of Fame as an Angel. Why have we not retired his number and just did like a Mariano Rivera? Like Trout was grandfathered in. Fine, Trout's going to have his 27 up there too. And that's going to be something stupid when we get up there, because I don't understand. There hasn't even been whispers of Trout's or Guerrero's number being retired. And that to me is so disrespectful to one of the greatest ball players I've ever seen in Vladimir Guerrero. I'll tell you this right now. I know I keep saying one last thing, but dude, Vlad, I remember watching ESPN News on a Sunday, and it was during free agency, and they used to have that little ticker on the bottom, and then they would have the time or whatever, the ESPN logo, and it would keep one headline on there if it was like super breaking news while the ticker was on the bottom, right? It was in the right-hand corner, bottom. And I remember flipping on the news, and I had to go to work on a Sunday. It was Sunday morning. And so I'm getting dressed and everything. I flipped on ESPN, and all of a sudden it says breaking news, and it flipped, and it said Vladimir Guerrero signs a free agent deal with the Angels. I'm like, and I don't even wear glasses, and I'm trying to adjust my eyes. And I had been already up for like an hour. Like I was like, no fucking way, because all I remember hearing was, hey, Guerrero to the Yankees, Guerrero to the Yankees. And I was like, damn it, they're going to get another great generational hitter. And when he signed with the Angels, I was like a kid in a candy store. I took off work. I didn't go to work that day. I was so happy. I was calling all my friends, and we were like, oh, dude, we are so going to get some tickets this year. Like, I'm going to try to get a 10-game plan. Like, I want to go see Guerrero play. I was so hyped, because the only times we got to see him is when he was on ESPN, rarely with the Expos, or he played the Dodgers. And I'd watch the Dodger telecast to see him in Montreal, or Montreal visit LA. And I actually went to a LA Montreal game just to see him. He was, oh my God. And then when my kids were born, dude, I kid you not, he was the nicest dude. My oldest was yelling, Guerrero, Vladdy. And they're waving to him, and he waved to us. We were sitting right by the right field foul pole, and he waved to us like 3 or 4 times. And so like the third time, my 2 daughters were cheering for him when he made a catch. He went to go throw the ball into the infield for the third out. He made the catch, and then he stopped and brought it back into his glove, came over, and then he flipped the ball to my daughter, and then he patted her on the hat. He smiled at my other daughter, and he pointed at her. And I'm like, oh, okay. And I thought, okay, maybe he's just acknowledging her, right? Instead, he ran back, and the next time the Angels came back on the field, Guerrero makes a beeline down the line and hands my other daughter a ball. I thought that was the coolest, sweetest thing ever. I was already a super fan of this man. I was wearing his jersey that day, and I just became an even bigger fan. And my daughter still to this day love Guerrero. Guerrero, such a great guy. Such a freaking great guy. And those are the memories that I'm sure everybody has of a favorite player of theirs. But I grew up a Tim Salmon fan, but Vladdy, another level, dude. Another level. I liked him even before he was an Angel. So when he became an Angel, that was like Christmas for me. It was such a great time. Let's see. Also, the best dirt ball hitter ever. Yeah, when he hit that one off the hop, that was great. I remember all the gum wrappers he'd have surrounding the outfield. Yes. Awesome. Yes. And he was a class act, and he still is. Great guy. His sons reflect him as well. I think he's got like two sons in the minors right now. And then he's obviously got his other son, Junior, playing for Toronto. So, yeah, what a class act. What a great guy. Shame that he's not gotten the love and the respect that he should by our organization. Really sucks. So with that being said, I think this is one of those shows that we recovered. It started out doom and gloom and still sucks if you reflect on the game. Newman throwing 3 innings, but I think we can laugh about it now. And I'm going to quote the great Mike Scioscia and say, hey man, let's turn the page. Let's do it tomorrow. Let's try to get back at the Rangers and fuck them over. Let's try to blow them out tomorrow. But man, it is what it is. So everybody have a good rest of your night. There's Tyler saying Adam Kenny. Adam Kenny was a great player. Garrett Anderson too. Nice guys. Upstanding fellas. Want to run duos real quick. I don't know what that means unless you want to jump in on here. You'd have to get on the YouTube side and I could send you the link. We can use my brother's real 99. Jeez. Stupid. Never mind. Troll right there. Grillmaster says it's running up his butt. So let's just play this last one for him since he's been calling for it multiple times. Let's see if I can find it because this whole thing. Yeah, this is super. Like I'm trying to find it. Like basically, this streaming site really changed everything on me, dude. So
This fat son of a bitch is going to trial us all out.
Just calm down, okay? All right?
He's fat.
yeah,
Let me tell you something about my guy, John Stamos. So I was able to go in the back bedroom and unscrew the old balls and
Running up my butt right now?
you get out of it what you put into it. John Stamos
Choked on me.
He was so great.
there you go. He's so great. Also, Mike says, you two, brother, definitely got to catch a game with you someday. Absolutely. And we'll have a watch party at Brewheim. So we'll have beer there, discounted beer and food. If not, a tailgate in the parking lot as well. And if not, again, section 260 at that right next to the goddamn, what do you call it? The cameraman. We're there every night, dude. Every night. You can see my jersey. I wore Todd Fox or I'll wear a throwback. Giant fan says, do you like the Giants? Only when they play the Dodgers. Only when they play the Dodgers. If Satan had a baseball team, I would root for that team versus the Dodgers. Just saying. All right, so everybody have a good rest of your night. We'll be back on tomorrow, hopefully after an Angels dub. We appreciate each and every last one of you. If you haven't liked and subscribed already over on the YouTube side, it would really help us out if you did that, or on, help us out, share us over there on X and over there on TikTok. Really appreciate everybody. Have a good night, everybody. Angels lose, but we'll get them tomorrow.